What's going on, my today people? My name is Wendy, and I really appreciate you all joining me yet again for another. The Dear Future Robots podcast is an audio-visual time capsule addressed to the future, but from a human perspective. So stay tuned to see what we contribute. Dear Future Robots, let's go. Starting in 2025, most fast food companies will begin implementing a new sales strategy that some are calling dynamic pricing. With this new strategy, major fast food chains plan to implement state-of-the-art digital boards that use AI to suggest meal options and extras to their customers, as well as alter prices at various high-traffic times throughout the day. So essentially what they're telling you is that they want us to pay a premium for their new magic menu. Disney, McDonald's, pay me. But seriously, though, I appreciate the fact that we live in a country where we can actually call out leaders and businesses that don't seem to have our best interests at heart. If any particular corporation's aims don't bear any tangible or positive outcomes for this community and humanity in general, and by the way, I honestly don't think that's a difficult proposition, given you're not greedy or evil, we should be able to call you out. Dear Future Robots, in our time, we argued whether fast food gigs were to be worked by high schoolers or adults raising families. In your time, has that conversation now shifted to which class of robot will be on the air fryer versus the fly-through window? Let's start the show.
Not to be off topic, but like, what kind of shop is this again?
DJ equipment. This is everything in here is DJ equipment.
Yeah, anything. So he teaches you
Literally.
how to DJ.
Mm-hmm.
He sells
Does
you
that
DJ
too.
equipment.
Mm-hmm.
You can rent DJ equipment.
Damn.
Bro, it's so fun throughout the day. You can come in here, and I was sitting down over there, and some random guy came in, and he was just spinning. And I was like, whoa, it was like a club in here. I was like, whoa.
Like, I'm looking around. That's why I'm like,
Bro, I was trying to figure it out too.
yeah.
No, I saw it because I was here early. And I was looking at it, and I'm like, oh, okay. Smart concept.
Right. I like it. I like it a lot, man. I think it's dope. Mhm.
Because what it is you like, as soon as I teach you how to do something, hey,
Right.
man, you're going to need this right here.
That makes sense.
Right.
So then you teaching them, then you get a potential sale.
Exactly.
So you double dipping off of one customer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to the DJ Plug Orlando. Y'all can reach out at 407-230-4153. All your DJ needs. All right, quick one. All right, so my philosophy. What's going on, fellas? As you all can see, my today people, I have Valle G with me,
Yes, sir.
and
In the building.
NoName. Y'all can't see NoName, but he around here somewhere. NoName, say what's up to the people, man.
What's going on, people? What's going on?
Hey. Chris is not here today, but obviously he's in our hearts and minds, y'all that nice stuff, whatever. But this is my philosophy, and today we're going to be talking about something that we've been seeing a lot of lately. Actually, we've been seeing this for some time, but I feel it's apropos, especially what we have going on in our government and our society, right? It's corporate mergers. Some would call them acquisitions. Some would call them just, I guess, coming to the table, shaking hands, coming together, whatever you want to call it, man. But how do you guys feel about that? When you first actually hear corporate mergers, what comes to your mind? NoName, I'm going to go to you first. What comes to your mind when you hear corporate mergers?
Can't beat them, join them. See what I'm saying? Like there are a lot of companies out here struggling. So
Right.
you just, and then other companies see, all right, you have all right, I'm gonna use Amazon for them. They wanted to get into the supermarket game,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right? And then they wanted the infrastructure. And they're like, all right, why do that?
Mm-hmm.
Why I got to go build the infrastructure? I just go buy Whole Foods.
Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Right.
Easy.
It's all baked
they already
in.
got it.
They already got it. So now I own you. Now I just take from your stock out of your distribution centers, and then I sell it to my people.
Right. I feel like that's the same model that we've seen a company like Costco use, right?
Yeah.
If Costco has your product in there and you don't plan on ever giving them a price that they see suitable where they can actually make a profit,
Yeah.
they got Kirkland.
Yeah.
We're just gonna copy whatever you do and sell it at the price we want to sell it at.
Yeah.
And now you priced out. See you. You should have listened to us. You know what I mean?
I think Amazon did that to like like a diaper company or somebody. Like Amazon did that to somebody.
They do that to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
everybody.
It's a common practice, but
Yeah.
I recall them doing that and knocking somebody out, and I was like, wow.
That's a normal thing.
Yeah, Amazon does that to everybody, bro.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
When I hear corporate merger, I think of Monopoly.
Okay.
I don't know why. That's just where my mind goes.
Listen, I'm gonna sound crazy, and this is a little off topic. I'm gonna sound crazy, and hopefully we can change that one day soon. I've never played Monopoly.
What?
Okay, well,
I know, right? I was in the streets.
wild.
What?
I thought I was a thug.
Oh, come on,
Thugs
okay.
don't play Monopoly.
You blow yourself
corporate
on
thuggy?
history.
I never played Monopoly. Never played Monopoly.
That's strange,
Oh
man.
my god!
I know, right? Isn't it? I never played Monopoly.
That's
my
like the
whole life.
equivalent of people that put sugar on grits. Like,
I never did that though. I ain't going that far.
I know, there's
I ain't
people,
going that
people out
far.
there. I tell you,
At that point, it's just cream of wheat. What the fuck?
I said the
Yeah,
same.
yeah, right.
I said the same.
Like-
So this is the thing. I give a pass to somebody that's from up north, and the cream of wheat is like that's a bigger thing there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, you come down south, you get introduced to grits. Like, hey, I've never had this before. Give me some sugar. Like, to me, that makes sense. All right, I can
Yeah.
see the rationale behind that.
Give me some shit. You gotta be careful who you talking to right there.
Pause, right? But no, I don't mean monopoly the
Yeah,
game. I meant
got you,
monopoly
I
in
got
the
you, I
sense of
get
like,
it.
they're potentially monopolizing a particular area,
Right.
Maybe a particular category, or like NoName said, maybe it's just a company buying another company that's has an expertise in a certain niche. So
Right.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazon or Whole Foods, yeah. That makes perfect sense in my mind. Y'all have the infrastructure already.
Right.
We just trying to get in here. We're so large. You
Right.
know what? Let's just go ahead and buy you up and let y'all
Get down
continue
and lay
to do
down.
what you do. But we're just gonna profit off it.
Just get
Yeah.
down and lay down, bro.
Well, I don't
Get
think
down
it's
and
get
lay
down
down.
and lay down. It goes back to, it's a necessary evil. You know what I'm saying?
love that.
Standing on
that
this.
phrase,
Ten
bro.
toe-
Standing on this.
10 toes down. I'm standing on
Standing
it.
on
10
this.
toes down. It's a necessary evil. So the most recent one that comes to mind is Capital One and Discover.
Yeah, Capital One.
okay.
I didn't know
Capital-
Capital One had it like that though.
See, the thing, quiet is kept. They're out there.
Yeah.
You see the thing, so
What's up? What's up? Say
so
it.
it's kind of predatory. It's kind of not.
Of course it's
Right.
predatory, yeah.
So no.
Say
Capital
elaborate on
Capital One's model.
Yeah,
Capital
of
One's model.
course,
Like
yeah.
if you speak to a lot of people with fucked up credit.
Yeah.
Capital One. They're like,
What's in your
yeah,
wallet?
you didn't know that? Nah, Capital One. They don't discriminate. They don't discriminate.
No, we taking everybody.
We taking everybody.
Everybody.
If you
got a
really
pulse?
down bad, they'll say, "All right, bet." You really down bad. Like you fucked up in the game.
But we still got you.
We still got you. Put this 200 up front. We're gonna front you 400. So it's called secure credit card.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, but they'll leverage off of it. Right, they'll leverage off of it depending on how down bad you
I can
really
see
are.
why you say predatory, because I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
why would you even entertain that with somebody that's already
yeah,
down bad, unless you just,
Yeah.
man, I'm trying to get you on the hook. So I
yeah,
can
exactly,
stay.
exactly.
Because
So
if you stay down bad, I stay paid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with them grabbing Discover, Discover has like a real loyal base. They're the kind of the good guy credit card.
Yeah.
They're really good to their customers. All this other bullshit, like they swear like they're for the people. Nah, fuck that. Amex is for the
You
people.
sound like
know
me
what
a
I'm
little bit
saying?
right now.
Like Amex is for the people. So no,
Yeah,
those
I
for
know.
rich people.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's for. Exactly.
So them coming together, they're getting that loyal base, right? And then they're gonna roll that into it because at the, all those people that are down bad, there's only so much you can milk off of them.
Right.
So they're like, all right, we need to get like a steady base, right? And they're trying to broaden besides credit cards, like they have the checking accounts and all this other stuff. So they're trying to just expand their umbrella. And they're doing a really good job because they don't have much brick and mortar. Everything is online. So their app for your banking information is like state of the art because they're like, we don't have any brick and mortar. We
I've
don't
never
have
seen a
somebody-
brick and mortar. Capital One.
It's New York.
Oh, New York?
Okay.
They got
That's
one in
their
New York.
corporate building.
No, they
It's
got
a brick and mortar walk-in? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
brick and mortar walk-in.
Okay.
They got a few of them. I know New York. This is the first one that comes
Right,
to
right,
mind, but they're really trying to kind of bring that in. And if they do that, I think they become the second largest credit card if it does go through with the most
Subscribers.
users.
Now,
Okay.
another one recently, I think it was a few years back, but it was T-Mobile and Metro PCS.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that went
yeah.
through.
That went through for sure.
That went through.
You don't remember years before that when it was AT&T trying to buy T-Mobile?
Yeah,
and the government stepped in.
And they stepped in.
Yeah,
because they have that whole
they thought it would be a monopoly.
Yes,
I just think somebody ain't greased the right pockets. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
I think somebody ain't greased the right pockets.
could be that or a combination. That I don't think they saw the cell phone game changing as much as it did, like with the providers and all that. The way it's less providers today than there.
Well, it happened back in the day though. Like if you think about like they used to call it Ma Bell, and how they got big back in the days, they swallowed up a whole bunch of different companies across the country
by region.
By regional. And that's how they became this what we know as AT&T today.
Yeah.
I think at one point around that time, the one that was in this area was called like Singular or something like that. That's one of the ones they gobbled up. Singular, right?
I remember that.
Yeah, so
we see it all the time.
It's realistically, it's only two. It's the big two
right now.
It's Verizon and AT&T.
Right.
Yeah.
So all of these little small little things,
Walmart brands.
They all have to use
those networks.
So they pay Verizon.
CDMA and GMS, I believe.
Yeah, CDMA and GMS, right? And after it's kind of merged now because the technology has gone so far. Like you don't even.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, you don't even need that. So like everybody's like, oh, Spectrum Mobile. Spectrum Mobile is just Verizon.
Literally,
it's just Verizon.
There's another one.
Mint.
No, it's Spectrum is Verizon, right? It is Verizon.
Spectrum is Verizon. Mint Mobile, the one that
with the little green thing, right?
Deadpool owned.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds owns Mint Mobile. That's just AT&T.
Right.
No, I think that's Verizon too.
Is that Verizon?
That might be Verizon. They use it, but it's all because there's no. I'm just gonna pay you a leasing fee to put your satellite. I'm gonna just put my satellite on your tower. So
right.
There's no point. I'm just pay you a leasing fee.
And
instead of trying to put it on the same.
Yeah.
You already got it in that spot.
And I think the towers give you like a 25-mile radius or something crazy like that. So I'm sure they have like a per tower fee or something.
Yeah, it's per tower fee, and then they're all bouncing off each other.
Right, they're bouncing.
Like they're like, all right, AT&T's right here, Verizon's right here. All right, I got a dead spot right here. Yo, I'm gonna hit you with a little couple dollars. You hit that dead spot, right? And it's just interchangeable.
And I think you're right, because I think what I said earlier was wrong. It ain't really get down or lay down. It ain't really that, because look at the collaboration what you're seeing with the cell phone companies.
Yeah,
we see it with oil companies as well. We see it with airlines. This is you got something that can help me. I got something that you want.
Yeah,
let's come together and make it work.
So
sounds like price gouging to me, but all right.
Well, I think it's price setting.
Well, it's price setting.
I think it's price fixing.
You know what it is?
It's not.
It's not gouging.
It's not a good
it's
thing.
Fixing.
No.
I know it's not.
No,
they're able to get away with it though.
No, well, it's not even gouging.
No, it's not gouging. It's
not
fixing.
It's
fixing.
I don't think it's fixing because they wouldn't have the lower tier.
Okay.
They wouldn't have the lower tier. They basically says they're basically like, all right, if you want 3G, 4G, you're at this price. You want 5, you want LTE, you want the higher, you're at this price. That's all it is.
They're setting the market.
Yeah.
And because of their wide network and the infrastructure, that prevents smaller companies from coming up. Like a company that would, it don't even make sense to come in lower than that because they already got the lower end of the market figured out and they have the infrastructure. So it doesn't even make sense for you if you're trying to fight against Goliath.
Nah, I think it's
This just sounds like the Warriors teaming up, like KD coming to the
Right.
Warriors. Like,
That's
it's not
kinda
fair.
what it is.
It's not fair to the league.
It is fair. It is fair. It's
I don't
fair
know
for the
about fair,
person's.
bruh.
No, it's
I don't know
fair. It's
about
fair
fair.
to the person's pocket. So they're segmenting it because of throughput. I can't have everybody on the massive network because you're going to overtax it.
Right.
So you know what? Here's what we're going to do. You can only afford $30. I'm only going to put you on the $30 network. You can afford $60. I'm gonna put you on a $60 network. If you can afford $100, I'm gonna put you on a $100 network. It's just all about throughput. That's what it is. That's why Mint Mobile they pride themselves on being the cheapest.
Bro,
I'm the cheapest. This is what you get for the money.
I'm not gonna front. I literally sat down expecting to like go hard on like how this is a terrible thing, and now I'm like, damn, like it's
not. That's what I'm saying. Unnecessary evil. Finally, motherfucker, you.
Yo, I'm open minded. I'm open minded.
I ain't saying it's the worst thing in the world, but I feel like it's still cheating. Like
it depends on which ones.
I feel like it still cheats the competitive market.
It depends. Here's how I can say it cheats. JetBlue and Spirit, right? JetBlue and Spirit.
Weren't they about to? Wasn't JetBlue trying to?
Yes. And it's being blocked right now.
Yeah.
It's being
didn't fall
blocked
through.
It didn't fall through yet. It's being blocked right now. And so And they're stepping on it too because JetBlue is trying to merge with Frontier. Excuse me, Spirit. Spirit's trying to gobble up Frontier, and then JetBlue's trying to gobble up Spirit. So then you're now just gonna knock out everybody.
Yeah, because you only got Southwest, American Airlines,
United,
and
Delta. Yeah.
There's I saw this.
I can see how that kind of flips
In
the market
that,
a little bit,
right?
Yeah.
Like in that case, I can kind of lean towards your side of understanding. Like, yo, this is gouging. Like, if I own the cheapest of the cheap, like I'm really controlling the market, right? You know what I'm saying?
A lot of it.
Did y'all see this?
A lion's share.
Ultra basic economy or something like that. Seats. So as soon as they merge with Frontier, that's what they're gonna do. Let me show you. Look at this. You halfway standing up. You squatting the whole flight, bro.
Yeah, I don't feel safe in that.
You squatting the whole flight.
You know what it looks like? It looks like some roller coaster seats.
That's what it
Right.
is. That's literally what it is, bro.
Listen, man.
But if they corner the market, they can do that.
Listen, man. The baddies got to get somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like they try to get to the bag.
This is crazy. It is wild. But you know what? You can still.
This is crazy.
You can still market that.
Yeah.
You still sell it. Hey, if you only got to sit in that for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Here's your $30 ticket.
You know what I mean?
You put it on the short jumper. You
Especially
put it on those puddle jumpers.
One way.
Straight.
No, I think I'm back on the other side now, dog. I think I'm back on this is bad, bro.
He said
This
that's
is
messed
bad.
up, bro.
No, that's not messed up. Because you know what it is?
messed up.
I said it like I told you. It's a necessary evil.
Y'all,
For
y'all
the
out
chick-
there, look up
for the
the
chick
ultra
that's
basic
getting
economy. Terrible.
For the chick that's getting flown out. For the chick that's getting flown out,
Right,
right? And
right.
is trying to get to the bag.
Right.
That shit makes
Oh my
sense.
God,
You know what I'm saying?
bro, this is terrible.
Listen,
This
man.
is terrible.
She keeps it upright, keeps it
That's
smell
fair.
right. Like, you know what I'm
This
saying?
looks like it's BBL safe. Like if she just
exactly.
I mean,
she
she's
just
on
came,
her way
she's
back.
coming back. Yeah,
This is-
dog,
this-
like that's like
They
you know
really
what I'm
took
saying?
for the BBL,
definitely
probably.
took that into consideration.
Right,
Like a
exactly.
late laugh.
Exactly.
You got to compensate for
You
the
know what I'm
other
saying?
22% of the population. That's
There you
in
go.
BBL.
They got
There you go.
they got what is it? The waist trainer on. They can't bend too much. You know what I'm saying? They can't slouch. So they're helping them out. They're helping them out.
You can't bring no bags on the ultra basic economy. Ain't no bags. No bags. There ain't even an option for a bag fee.
Have you seen the way they travel? You see
Nah,
a
I
bag?
have not. I
Dirty ass fucking duffels. All they got
have
on is some
not.
Yeezy slides and some foam runners,
No
and they be
way.
walking on
No
with them
way.
terrible ass
Dusty.
fucking shit.
Dusty,
It's
dusty,
what the
dusty.
Fuck are you talking, dog?
Dusty.
Like, come on, man. You seen them walking through like, what you doing?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So I think me and Valle seem to be on the same side on this. I was kind of halfway. I dipped my toe in. I dipped my toe in for a little bit.
Listen.
I was with you for a little bit.
That's what it. Like I said, it's a necessary evil. Like
Okay.
we keep on saying that, and it's depending on the segment, depending on the industry. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Corporate
Right.
mergers. Okay.
But it is
Wait,
what it
wait.
is.
So before we move on real quick,
Yeah.
when has it been good? I would just. Is there the key?
That's what I'm struggling with.
Like when has
Cell
it,
phones.
It's
Right?
I don't think that's positive.
That is good.
Other companies
for the
existed
company-
though.
No, but what I'm saying
not
is
They just killed the other companies, bro.
you guys just said it. We were all coming together using the same technology, allowing
I came to my
AT&T,
senses.
allowing AT&T to use my network, allowing Verizon to use my network. They're all coming together. Hey, we're gonna put the sub-tier network on all of our towers, right? Mint Mobile exists.
Man, it's get down and lay down. I think I'm back to get down and lay down.
Here we go, man.
Hey, you little companies,
Listen,
get down and lay down. We
nah.
coming to your market.
No, it's not
Give
get down
us
or lay
your
down. It's like,
customers.
hey, I'm going to give you what you need. You have a market of people that can only afford certain things. So we are going to help you with cell service.
Hey man, put it to the poll, man.
Listen, man.
Let's make a poll.
Let the
The
people
grandmothers
decide.
need to do something. Like they can only, you know,
Yo.
like Biden said, you know, it's going to be gone
That's
for a
a
little
wild
bit.
dude.
right?
We're gonna get to him later in Scrap Metal Media, bro. We're gonna
Right,
get to him.
But yeah, that's what it is. You have a certain. It goes back to the Walmart thing. Everybody has a price, right? And I have to stick to what my price is. I have to stick to what my budget is. Mint Mobile works out.
Walmarts.
Mint Mobile works out.
All right, so we're just gonna we're
And
gonna
this ain't
leave
an
that.
ad,
Hey,
unless you're gonna pay.
what was he say?
I said this ain't an ad. I've been.
There you go.
I've been
There you go.
throwing Mint Mobile out.
You're right.
all-
Yeah, you have been saying Mint Mobile a lot. What cell phone service you got? You got?
Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Which phone?
Yeah, hey, just checking. Just checking. All right, so we're gonna move on ahead. We're gonna. I'm actually gonna put this to a poll, like Valle suggested, y'all, because y'all already know where NoName is at with this.
I would just love to know the public sentiment on this stuff. Like,
Public sentiment.
I don't know.
Let's
I
not
don't
taint
know
the
if
jury.
it's better.
Are you let's not taint the jury. The poll should be like, are you okay with tiers of cell phone service based off of your economic
Not
reach?
just cell phone service, flight tickets,
Flight
and
tickets.
seats, amenities. You know what I mean?
Spirit is doing really well for a reason. Right? Frontier is doing their, so there's clearly people that are that hey,
People don't know no better, dog. People, people gonna take them flights, man. You know what I mean?
like again,
Puerto Rico's
necessary-
right there, dog.
Again, necessary evil. I provide a product at a certain price point, and I'm going to give it to the people.
See, I would agree with you if there weren't already companies that were doing it and eventually that literally got fizzled out or phased out because of the bigger dog coming into town.
Yeah.
Like the bigger dog didn't need to come into this space. They wanted to.
Because they saw
Opportunity,
profit.
money, profit, whatever you want to say.
No, they went to them.
The little guys?
The little guys went to them because it goes
I
back
think
to
some of that happened, but I don't think that's the majority of the story.
the little guys went to them because as a startup as Mint Mobile, they can't afford to go put a tower on some land. So they went to the higher ups at Verizon and AT&T, say, hey, we're going to rent a space on your tower in this vicinity to then service our customers.
Right. They've been doing that. But what the bigger companies say most of the time is, hey, just give us your customer base. And
No.
that might be a little problem.
They're still here.
All
They're still here.
Hey,
They choose to sell.
We're gonna. I don't see this going anywhere. We're gonna.
Man.
We're gonna put this to the poll, and
Here we go.
where I'm at with it, where my philosophy is with it is, it's big business doing what they do. You know what I'm saying?
I'm of that belief.
And
The
usually
necessary things they need to do.
necessary evil, yes.
They need
Usually
to do.
that's not the best case scenario or the situation that works best for the people, broadly speaking. Obviously, there's going to be somebody that loves it. There's going to be other business models that try to copy it, but we speaking for the average person. You know what I mean? Because rich people and people who aspire to be rich are always going to love it. Their minds are trained to only see that end goal, to only see that light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. But we talking for the average, the regular people, which
And that's why
outnumbers
Spirit-
everybody else. You know what I mean?
That's why Spirit, Frontier, Mint Mobile, Metro PCS, T-Mobile, all of them exist. For those average people. Those bum ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
Terrible.
All right. And with that being said, we'll
I
go
wouldn't even
ahead.
talk to somebody with that Metro PCS. If she hit me with her phone with a Metro PCS, I'm like, bitch, keep moving.
No way.
Like, keep moving.
Nah, if she got a Metro, that's it. No, thank
Thank
you.
you,
No,
thank
thank you. She got a Spirit ticket too. Then no, thank you.
Nah, that's Frontier, bro.
Frontier, yes, Frontier, even worse. All right, so with that being said, I think we're gonna go ahead to Scrap Metal Media. Anything else? Nah. All right, we good. All right, on we go. Scrap Metal Media. Welcome to Scrap Metal Media, where all news is two-faced. Take it or leave it. All right, fellas. So, where do we start today? I'm gonna act like I don't got these notes right here. All right, so
Long list.
yeah, I know, right? All right, so what I wanted to start with today was the Senate bill 2726, and that is the bill that, if passed, would have instructed or forced Mississippi college presidents or commissions to actually pick a university, actually 8 of them, I believe it was, to shut down. And 3 of those would have been historically black colleges and universities.
I remember
one
seeing
Jackson State, actually,
Yeah.
which would have been ironic. You know what I mean? But that bill actually failed, and now they're coming up with SB for Senate bill, SB 2725. Now, what that does, if passed, and I don't think it passed yet, but if actually passed, that will allot time for them to actually study this whole situation. Like the money, where's the money going? What's been going on? Is there a way to fix this, to save this? And maybe in the future should we go back to what 27, 26 would have done, which is shut down the colleges. You said you've heard a little bit about it, so give me some of your thoughts, and we'll go from there.
I think it's unfortunate because when you look at the state of Mississippi, first of all, I didn't know the state of Mississippi had 8 different colleges.
Public
you know
colleges,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, that's just, I had to scratch my head when I thought about that, because I think of what Ole Miss.
Yeah. They weren't on that list.
Right? Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Like, I know those 2 particular universities have had like a plethora of issues.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you look at like them with the Confederate flag and that stuff going on, and them being like bigger football schools.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like when you look at diversity in those particular programs, like a lot of that stuff comes from athletics. So it was just kind of like, it was interesting to see how that whole thing was transpiring, because like obviously Jackson State, which is the, you know, university that Deion Sanders was coaching at,
Right.
you know, at one point in time, like they have a really good football program. So it would have been shocking to see it for them to just do away with that entire university. So I know the question obviously didn't pertain to necessarily athletics.
Right, I get it.
But the
It
reason
still matters, though.
It matters probably more than one would think, especially in that state, because athletics tends to dominate, you know, college universities, especially like big powerhouse colleges. It's a real big part of like that culture. So
A lot of finances come in through.
yeah, like that's how those schools make a lot of their money.
Right.
And so it's just kind of like interesting to watch how this is all taking place.
One thing that I think bugs me is that because there's like something that happens where we try to find like other reasons, or I don't want to say excuses, but like, how is it possible that a lot of these universities, first of all, that have been around damn near 100 years, like, how is it possible that there are money issues? Like, that's like baffling to me, and it's like nobody can give a clear answer. Like, is it the lack of government funding or resources? Is it the community that they're usually in, that they've been in for a long time? Is it somebody just at the top that's greedy, that's funneling? I feel like that would be easier to find out.
So from what I read in the story,
Yeah.
when it pertained to the HBCUs in that state, like their funds were mismanaged. Like they weren't allocated the amount of funds from the state that they were supposed to receive. And apparently that had taken place for decades. So, yeah, it was just kind of wild.
But that's
right?
a problem, though.
Absolutely. But I mean, I don't know anybody in this room that's living in the state of Mississippi. I'm not attending any, a university in the state of Mississippi. So it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. I don't know who's supposed to govern that stuff, but it sounds
Comptroller? I don't know.
but it just sounds like, a lot of mismanagement.
That's
And but not really. Look at
It's
the
not wild. You just said for 10 years.
But look at the rest of our government. Look what happens with our Congress and our senators. Like,
they just came to a temporary agreement today. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
but I'm just saying, mismanagement happens at every level. It's not just a government thing. I don't think it's a corporate issue. I think it's an issue everywhere.
this ain't an issue with every college, though. We talking about, like, this ain't an issue with every college, bro.
I would, if I was a betting man, I would bet that more colleges have this issue than we're probably aware of.
Balancing the books.
Yeah.
They do good enough that it doesn't make news. That it's not a thing. There's a stereotype.
Okay,
here.
so I mean, you can say that they do good enough. I would say they're well connected enough for stuff not to hit the news.
Alumni network.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it's a lot. It's
Hey,
multifaceted. It's a lot that's leading to these situations, because that's all you hear about HBCUs. I mean, I don't hear it about Howard, but
That's not. Yeah, I would say that's not every HBCU though.
for sure it's not. It's not at all. But again, you don't hear this about other colleges. I haven't heard it about another college. Oh, this place is raggedy and they messing with the money. I just don't hear it. And that could be a function of this society, how they always want to make us look a certain way. It could be. It's possible. But I'm just saying, I never heard it about another college.
I think it's absolutely possible. I think it's absolutely occurring. I just don't think we're in the bubble of, being a part of those discussions. Like, who's to say that Rutgers isn't having, the same issue?
For some reason, I doubt that.
I don't know if Rutgers is. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, what
you
happened
just
there?
threw a shot at Rutgers. God.
I watched them play basketball the other
Yeah.
night. And I think it was like their senior night. No. I think it was Wisconsin. They were getting demolished by Wisconsin. And I was just like, I looked on the court. I was like, how are y'all getting beat by Wisconsin when it's like, look, who the fuck goes to Wisconsin, right? Like I was just like, man, and Rutgers is in New Jersey. So I was like, yo, y'all should have way more diversity. Like, how can y'all not recruit? But that's the topic for another day, man.
I
So
actually feel like somebody in the league is from Wisconsin or something like that. Like somebody really good. I don't know. Didn't Dame Little go to Weber State or something like that?
Yeah,
Where's
absolutely.
that?
He's from Oakland, though.
Where's Weber State, though?
That's what you said. I don't know.
I don't know.
But he's from
All
Oakland.
All right, so now that we're talking about colleges and this whole social system or whatever, did you guys catch UF
Yes.
canceling all their DEI
Yes.
positions and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff? I mean, they're just following the laws and the rules in the state of Florida.
They
though.
weren't
Like,
forced to. So the law just from what
bill,
from
yeah,
what
DeSantis.
from what I read with the DeSantis bill
Yeah.
is that the state isn't going to fund
right.
the
If you're-
DEI programs. It doesn't mean you have to eliminate.
No, you have to eliminate them. You're putting your funding at risk if you're doing this.
What's wild to me is, and this is why I bring up athletics, and it's the only reason I talk about it,
go
is
ahead,
because eliminating the DEI program is going to directly affect, and I'm emphasizing this, the black athlete attending your university. Ain't no
Possibly.
mistake. University of Florida, so most people don't know this. I don't know why it's not common knowledge, but University of Florida, most of their secondary athletic programs, so if it's not men's basketball or women's basketball, they are all funded by the football program, because the football program generates so much money that we can fund everybody else's sports with the exception of men and women's basketball, and I think men's baseball as well. Those are the only programs that don't get funded. So if you eliminate your well, they've already done it. I think it's going to negatively impact black American, just athletes in general coming to that school. Because when you look at college football, we, people in this room, people that look like us, dominate that sport.
I wish I felt that was true, bro. Like maybe it'll happen in the
All
future.
right,
We
so I'll
just
say
ain't
this.
see it yet.
Have you seen anybody else in the state of Florida do the same? Because I haven't seen
Not
Florida.
yet. It just happened. Not yet.
I'm telling you,
I think
you are
others are gonna
not.
follow.
You are not. I highly doubt it. You're not going to see Florida State do it. I don't think you're going to see University of Central Florida do it. I don't think you're going to see University of South Florida do it. I don't think you're going to see University of Miami do it. I don't think you're going to see FIU, FAU. I don't think you're going to see any of those schools pull the same stuff, simply because in this state, in the state of Florida, it is football.
I think it's hella.
Football generates the most money in this state for those schools.
Listen, if they don't do it, it's a problem. Because again, just like we saw with Disney, if you're in direct defiance of the king of the state, like why would you do that? It don't make no sense.
He's not going to be on the throne forever. And I'm just saying.
Well, worry about after he's out.
Football in this state. His term is only, how many more years he got left in his term?
I think 2, 3. Hold on, he just got 2 or 3 or something.
I think it's a mistake by the University of Florida. I think it's very telling that Emmitt Smith came out and released the statement that he did, and I think it's very surprising because Emmitt Smith is like a very iconic football player for the University of Florida. And if you guys don't know who Emmitt Smith is, he's a football player that played in
Dallas Cowboys.
Played for the Dallas Cowboys in the NFL, but he also went to the University of Florida. He's the all-time leading rusher in the National Football League. He's in the Hall of Fame. So really, really important guy.
Right.
For him to come out and release a statement, basically, I don't want to say bashing, but taking a stance against the school, eliminating those programs, says a lot.
I think DEI is tricky, bro. DEI is tricky because on one hand, you have this whole host of it's really an ideology.
Okay.
Because it ain't just one program. It ain't just one position. It's an ideology. And we all know it doesn't just cover, quote unquote, black issues or black people.
No, not at all.
You know, so
diversity, equity, inclusion.
Right. And inclusion. Right. And that includes gender, politics, all that kind of stuff is under this one umbrella. Now, what happens is these people who don't want to see these situations get propped up, they harp on that one person who's going to mess up. Kind of like when the certain people from the Black Lives Matter movement started doing stupid. They always harp on, oh, look, this is what this crazy person is doing. Oh, look, this is what the whole movement represents now. Look, when they seen the lady mismanaging the funds or whatever, buying them at, that was easy. Look, told you they were bad.
We're going to paint the brush and make this the poster child.
Exactly. So I think we're seeing that as well with the DEI situation. And unfortunately, they've been able to grasp on that and not let go. And we have somebody like our governor, Ron DeSantis, who put that into play. And UF being the first one to actually do it is interesting to me. I was like, damn, did he go to? No, he went to Yale. He didn't go to UF.
I think they're idiots for doing that. I think they're giving people the easy way of not coming to Gainesville. Like, it was already no reason to come there other than to watch the football game and attend the university.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, as we were talking about Ole Miss earlier, I'll say this.
Right.
If you want to be the poster child for eliminating that, go take a look at what happened to Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Go take a look at what happened to those schools when they didn't want to pursue or integrate as far as bringing in black athletes. They made the decision and they lost. And it's really incredibly difficult for them to get back up. You ain't gonna see DEI with University of Alabama. I promise you that. You ain't gonna see that with Ohio State. You're not gonna see that with University of Michigan. Those schools recruit black people.
We'll see.
That is the only thing that drives.
We'll see.
You won't win football games if you don't have any brothers on your team.
Yo, you are really the sports guy. I just gotta say.
But I'm just saying this doesn't really have to do with the sport necessarily. But I'm going to say, with those schools, with these PWIs, they generate that revenue off of football.
Yeah.
Like, it's an American sport that generates too much just an obnoxious amount of money in our country.
Listen, the reason I hesitate to just be 100% on that side is due to the fact that the school that's here, the major school that's in Orlando, UCF,
right?
There was a coach a few years ago that would literally say the N-word. Them boys didn't care. Their mindset, and these are football players,
right?
Their mindset is, because as a football player, you've been trained your whole life to shut up and listen to the coach and all that kind of stuff. This coach would say the N-word in front of them. They didn't care. Their mindset was on going to the next level. So for me, I want to believe. I'll believe it when I see it. Because we saw, like, a few years back when all these college basketball players and football players, I'm going here. I'm going to this HBCU. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. Where they at, dog? Where they at? Like, I'll believe it when I see it. I want to see it. I want to see it.
You're not gonna. I'm here to tell you.
Yeah.
And you know what? Yeah, we can stamp this too.
Please.
We'll shelve this. We'll put it in the vault.
This is on record.
And we will come back.
Yeah.
I promise you. You are not going to see. You can take a look at the top 25 teams in college football this year.
Yeah.
They are not going to follow suit and do what the University of Florida did. You might have a handful of them do it. Like, I could tell you, I don't think if Nebraska chooses to do this, it's fine.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to fucking Nebraska to play football, okay? It's cornfields.
Not anymore. They used to be
They used to once upon a time in like the early 90s or something like that, and they haven't recovered from it since.
Listen, I'm ready and looking forward to the day, which I don't think is far, when we don't actually need a Department of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
The last issue I have with Florida doing that is the fact that they fired everybody in that program when they could have just reallocated all those people.
The different departments.
They could have moved them in completely different areas. Like
that's what we hired you for.
But that was a choice.
Right.
Like that was a choice. Yeah, and the fact that we haven't seen anybody else in our state do it is very telling.
Yet. I think it's going to happen. But let's move on. We're going to table that and kind of talk about DeSantis. We're not done with him quite yet. Did you guys actually see what he did with the House bill? It's called House Bill 117. And what that House bill is it's actually, I think it's already in. It takes effect July 1st. And what that's going to do is unseal Epstein documents from his case in Florida. And that was the case that they're saying that the quote unquote DeSantis is saying the elites sealed that one because they didn't want none of the stuff to come out. Like, I think it was like 30 different victims in that situation, and all of it was freaking sealed. That's the one where there was like, and again, this is from DeSantis and his team, but that's what they were saying. That's when they were saying they knew he was a asset. Like, Jeffrey Epstein was an actual, like, I don't know if it was CIA or Mossad, but that's when they said they figured out that he was an actual asset. To have all these charges and all this stuff and all this evidence and it just get like swept under the rug and, he's free. Because this is the previous case, not the one that got him locked up for before. But DeSantis, he's all into this whole like Trump universe and he's all in. Because now he's made the Epstein stuff, he put it on his back now. So this is going to be interesting. Because we just heard like a few months ago, I think like 2 months ago, there was this whole, I don't even think it was that long, when everybody's like, oh, they're going to release the Epstein documents.
List.
The list.
Yeah.
We ain't seen nothing. All I learned different from previous was that the guy in the wheelchair, Stephen Hawking, was on the list, which is strange. But I think that's the
Isn't
newest.
he like paraplegic or something?
Yeah, he was. But that's the newest thing I got from that. I don't know about y'all. If y'all heard something I didn't. That was it. Like
No,
the newest person.
It just mentioned a lot of people that was on the island that was in the vicinity when things were happening.
And that don't mean they did anything wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Because Epstein was parading as a money man. He was a money man. So a lot of people genuinely went for money situations.
What's crazy is I watched his documentary on, I think it was Hulu.
Still never seen it.
But they never, well, it's not that great. It doesn't tell you anything.
Yeah.
No real new information.
Right.
They never actually talk about how he came into all this wealth. Like, they never directly state it. They just talk around it. They say they put him around wealthy people, but they never tell you how he
was a producer.
In what
Movies.
Like do you know the actual movies that he produced?
Yeah.
Right. He had a lot of money. So
he was ahead of one of the I can't remember, New Line Cinema. I think he was New Line Cinema for a while.
Not Weinstein.
Who are you talking about?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Not Harvey Weinstein. I know they both nasty. Right?
I'm like, hold on, bro.
They're both nasty white men, but
then they steam. I mean, you got the steam part right.
White people all
Close
look alike.
enough. Close enough. You're close enough.
One nasty white man is another
I
nasty
know,
white
right?
man.
Pretty
I'm
much.
sorry.
who knows?
Yeah.
They may have been at
shit?
parties together. You feel me?
Weinstein was definitely at the Epstein parties, dog. He
Yeah.
was definitely at the Epstein parties. Gotta be. All right, so
He was there coaching up Puff, you know.
oh, hey,
all right,
yo,
stop.
hey, we're gonna talk about him a little bit too. Maybe we'll see if we get time. All right, so moving on from that right quick. Y'all definitely check that out though. I'm July 1st. I'm not gonna forget about
If we
this.
actually get anything, tangible, like, hey,
It'll just be the gossip of the day, dog. Like, what we gonna do? We're gonna go search them and then pitchforks and fight. Come on, we ain't gonna do that. It's just entertainment.
maybe we'll bring Shane back and they'll go.
I like that. Shame. Shame.
Hit him with the Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
You
we
know
need
what I
to bring Shane back, bro. Like, I'm so happy you said that, bro. Like, our society will be so much better if we bring Shane back, bro.
Take L's in silence.
People need to get shamed. Like, people need to get shamed again, bro. Like, if people are shamed, society will be better.
I'm about to say,
Like, you fat, bro. Like,
where are you about to take that out?
I was gonna say OnlyFans, but yo, like, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, shame is actually a good thing, and it's been a good thing for thousands of years. So we need to, bring a little bit of it back, just a little bit,
Just a little bit. Not too much.
A little bit.
Fair enough.
All right, so Elon Musk is suing OpenAI. Were you gonna say something?
He was a trader.
He was a trader.
Stocks.
Yeah, money.
Stocks.
He was the money
Yeah.
man.
He was on the floor. He started off at a firm and then worked his way up. Yeah.
All right, so and if I was wrong about CIA, which I don't think I am, he's been he's been linked to the CIA as well as
I've heard
Mossad.
that.
So CIA if you're listening. All right, so Elon Musk is actually suing OpenAI. Yeah, he's suing OpenAI. Apparently, when he gave money, their initial aims, according to his people, was that they were gonna democratize AI and make it accessible to the regular person. Elon feels that that's a promise or an aim that they're not living up to now. So he's suing them. I don't know if you guys actually seen that. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I mean, last time I checked, Teslas weren't free. You know what I'm saying? So it's like pot calling kettle. Like, why are you so? I mean, because you don't have. I think it's a situation where Elon doesn't have the power that he thought he would have, given his money to them. And that's what I think. I don't know. Let me get y'all opinions on that situation. Because come on, dog, you suing them? Like, what do you thought? You want AI to be available to everybody? Again, your Teslas aren't free, my guy.
I would ask, like, if you want it to be available in what way. I don't know.
I think it was the premise, right?
Right.
Whatever they discuss, hey, based off of me giving you X amount of dollars, I expect this a part of the exchange. So that's what I'm thinking is happening. Right? Hey, you didn't hold up your end of the bargain. I want my money back. I'm gonna sue you. It's just rich people
Could be
games.
that.
It's just rich people games.
Maybe he was supposed to be, some type of ownership in it. Who knows?
Well, and
he likes power.
As to your point, he says Teslas are not free, but all of he allowed every patent he had for his Tesla to lapse,
Right.
because he wanted it to be open for open. So he's always about that.
He's
like,
opening the AI.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. You know what I mean. So it's probably something. Hey, I'm going to give you this money under the pretense of this needs to be available to the general public at this point in time, and they're probably like, no. And then he's like, all right, give me my money back, and they're like, well, no, that wasn't an agreement. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna sue you. Just rich people games.
That sounds more likely.
Yeah, I think it is rich people games.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna keep up with this, and if y'all haven't heard of it, just look into it because this is information I got from like 3 or 4 days ago or something like that. So it could be outdated, but I doubt it. These lawsuits, especially when it deals with like wealthy people, it takes some time. It tends to take a little bit of time.
It's gonna drag out.
They drag it out as best as they can. All right, so another lawsuit that's actually happening right now is the City of Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually suing the ATF, dog. I don't think I've heard of anything like this, though.
Yeah,
they're suing the ATF. Usually the FBI gets sued. They're suing the ATF because they feel that they're being their crime prevention is being hindered by the fact that the ATF is not allowing them to get updated statistics because they want to find out where people are getting these guns that are being used for crimes. And they're unable to do that because they can't get the updated stats, updated records or anything like that, like serial numbers. The ATF is not releasing any of that to them for some strange reason. So their investigations are being hindered pretty much, and they feel like it's on purpose.
That sounds unusual.
It really does.
That another agency wouldn't provide.
So it's federal versus state.
But even then, like, usually federal can supersede the state. But it's like you would think that. I don't know what the ATF's goal is. I would think that I would think everybody's on the same side. And the same side to me would be, let's get these guns off the street.
Baltimore is a certain type of city too.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. Like,
you want to get the guns off the street?
Tupac and his mom moved from Baltimore to Oakland.
Yeah, to Oakland.
Like, that lets me know what type of city Baltimore is.
Damn.
I moved to Oakland for a better life.
Right, from Baltimore. Yo. But that's another one that's very interesting to me, and there's not much information out now. But again, from what I read, Baltimore has a huge problem right now with guns, and a lot of because they're also a place that doesn't have any gun stores.
There's no gun stores in Baltimore?
From the article I read, there are no gun stores in Baltimore. So it's for the mayor. They're like, where are all these guns coming from? We're unable to track it because we don't have updated information. The ATF is refusing to give us the updated information because a lot of these guns are also being reused. So we can't even track serial numbers because we don't have them. And you guys are making it tough on us. We just want to stop crime. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? Their goal might be something else.
And remember we talked about a few months ago the story with the CIA agent that was found dead in his car, and they opened his garage and there was a whole bunch of guns.
They're probably compromised, and the federal government doesn't want to release. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or there's a reason why they want all those guns in this place that doesn't have a gun store.
Yeah,
and it's a place that has a lot of black people.
It's two sides. It's no, we're doing this on purpose, or you're compromised. It's one of the two.
Well, I know they have a new mayor. Like I think they have one of the youngest. Is that Baltimore? Is that Baltimore that has the young black mayor? I think it is. I think it is. I think they have a new young mayor, and it could be coming from that, but I'm not sure.
Like I said, man, it's odd.
It is.
It is odd. It's odd, and I bet you it's more to it. It's definitely more to that story. It's no way one agency is just going to say we're not providing the state with any of the tools and resources that it needs to better its environment or situation. Like it's definitely more at play.
What's his name?
Brandon Smith.
Brandon Smith. That's the mayor.
How old is he?
He's young.
He's young. It's 20. Yeah, he is. Hold on.
Yeah, good.
39.
30. He's 39. Okay.
Yeah. No, but he was a bit. What you're probably thinking about. He's been in office since he's been in his 20s.
Yeah,
okay.
I think he used to have a fro or something like that. Yeah. I remember seeing him talk. Yeah, he's one of us. He's one of us.
Yeah,
he's one of us.
Yeah, he's been in there in his 20s, so he started out real early.
He's one of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's up, bro?
Circle back to what you asked about Utah, Weber State.
It is Weber State, right? That's in Utah.
It's Utah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Game went from Oakland to Utah.
That's the equivalent of Wisconsin.
All right, I'm gonna tell you this. That was the only school that really offered him, though.
Damn, that's
yeah,
worse.
yeah, it's kind of crazy.
He must have had a horrible high school career.
No, Dame was actually okay in high school. He just wasn't recruited the way he probably should have been.
Yeah, they weren't
I didn't
going to
know that.
Oakland.
Okay, interesting,
Right.
interesting,
They weren't-
interesting.
they weren't
Yeah,
going-
man, don't be slandering my man Dame Lillard.
Hey,
they
shout out
weren't
to
going to
Dame
Oakland.
time, man. Oh, and as we were talking about the situation in Baltimore and whether it's on purpose or whether it's an accident or what's going on or if
Yeah.
they're being set up, it reminded me of this case that I haven't heard too many people talk about at all. There's this place in Virginia, a small town called Lunenburg. And y'all already know I was in Virginia through the holiday season, and I caught it on the news for a little bit in Virginia. There's apparently a whole bunch of unsolved murders that are happening of young black men, and it doesn't seem to be from street stuff. This is like being found in the woods or being chopped up. It's like it's some. If y'all don't know, look up Lunenburg, Virginia, like murders. I know that's dark, but there's this weird thing that's going on in a small town, and nobody's paying attention to it. It's very, very interesting. It's very. I've been trying to keep up with it here and there just to see if there's any updates and see what's going on, but it's very interesting. There's not much cooperation from the local police over there, and the families feel like, you know how you can feel like certain things sometimes, you just don't have the evidence necessary. Like it's very interesting. So if y'all out there, my today people, Google Lunenburg, Virginia. All right, and these murders, like, because I feel like this is one of those things that it may need a little more attention than it's actually getting, because it's a small country town, you know what I mean? So
How you say it one more time?
Lunenburg,
Lunenburg.
Let me spell that for y'all. Lunenburg, Lunenburg.
Lunenburg.
Yeah, Lunenburg. All right, so let me just read right quick this little quick blurb. As of December 19th, 2023, CBS 6 News and WTVR.com reported that an investigation into suspicious deaths in Lunenburg, Virginia, led to 3 more cases. Yeah. I think it was like, last I checked, it was like seven different guys or something like that, like all mysterious. Like it's weird. It's weird. But y'all look into that on your own time. I just felt like it was not necessarily my duty, but I felt like I needed to get that out there to people that maybe don't know about that. All right. Okay, so moving right along, man. Another really dark topic.
Here we go.
dog.
Yeah.
So we all negative today, huh?
Yeah, a lot of negative.
No
Yeah,
positive
we'll
stories.
save that for the end. I like to. We're gonna get the negative out of the way first,
Oh, okay.
or reality, because it's reality too. There's no reality that's just all positive, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Bingo. So we're gonna get that out of the way first, and then we palate cleanser at the end. We get the palate cleanser at the end. Okay, so there was a guy, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, that went to the Israeli. It wasn't the consulate. It was the guy who set himself on fire. The U.S. airman that put his uniform on, set himself on fire, talking about free Palestine, whatever. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. I don't mean whatever. Salute.
Seeing it, yeah.
But he set himself on fire. And nobody's been talking about that either as much. They kind of try to paint him as like crazy, but I don't necessarily see that as crazy. I see that as conviction. And I say that because we've seen that before in history. Out of Vietnam War in the late 60s, there was the Buddhist monk that set himself on fire to protest the Vietnam War. Now, he wasn't screaming or nothing. He was just like, like Goku or something, just like real quiet and stoic. But this guy was very different. The screams it was wild. It was definitely wild. But something don't feel right with me with like people characterizing this guy, just to brush it under the rug, characterizing him as crazy. I don't necessarily think he's crazy. I just think he's very devoted to his cause, and he was very convicted, and he had conviction and felt bad about what he was essentially forced to take part in, which is bombing campaigns, et cetera, and it couldn't be me. But couldn't be me. But again, I hate to laugh because people are dying in massive numbers, et cetera, et cetera. But it's one of those things. But I don't know how you guys feel about that.
He's crazy, bro.
Okay.
Sorry. I don't disagree with him having convictions and all that. But you set yourself on fire.
Yo, he wild.
Like,
He wild. I can't even front. He wild.
That's a different level.
He
Could have made a sign. Like
you say he could have made a sign.
lit the sign on fire. It's a million ways you could have tried to get the message across, but I don't think at any point in life I'm ever going to be convinced enough or
Bruh.
have enough conviction.
I'd rather give my life savings
to be like light myself on fire.
Let me get my life savings or something. Let me go like help on the ground. Like set yourself on fire is wild, bro.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
Yeah, he crazy.
He may not be all the way crazy, but
Hey, shout out. Hey,
it's
he
a little
crazy,
bit crazy.
dog. Hey,
don't think so.
shout out to the family. That is wild, bro.
I don't think so.
No way.
Huh?
Nah, if you need to do something to get your point across, and
There's many ways you can do that.
There's many ways you can do it, but what's actually going to get the attention? We're sitting here talking about it.
I'm talking about it. Not many people talking about
No,
it.
but
Yeah,
what I'm
the
saying
only
is,
reason I brought it up.
But that's what I mean. We're here talking about
Yeah,
it.
that's
You
a fact,
brought it
that's a
up.
fact, that's a fact.
We're here talking about
fact, that's a
it.
fact.
So if he had a sign, we wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Right,
Good point,
right.
good point.
You're like, if he set a sign on fire, we wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Right?
And he
let's
really
just
would be
call it-
crazy.
let's go. Like, oh,
That's a
crazy
plus
ass
point,
nigga over here.
that's a point.
just set a
So
sign on
you
fire,
know what?
and we would just kept it moving.
You know what would have had people
Good
really
point, good
caring?
point.
If he would have get animals involved.
Ooh, nah, he would have definitely been in jail though.
Yeah, then he would have.
He would have been. He would have got the electric
Peter
chair.
would have got him.
You know who Michael
Peter
Vick
would've
is,
got him.
right? Yeah, he would have got the electric chair.
But hey, you talking about attention, right?
Huh?
We talking about attention though, right?
We talking about
Everybody's
attention.
attention would have been on that.
No, but what I'm saying is,
you
but
go get
then it
barbecue
gets
a
over.
dog?
No, but then it gets overshadowed because then we start talking about the animal, not
That's
his
fair.
cause.
Good point.
Right?
Good point.
He sacrificed his body for the cause.
There's something about that
Right?
sacrificing that's like you can't. It's hard to be like. It's hard like you. For me, when somebody does something like that, it's like, damn, you really like were
It's for the
serious
cause.
about this. You were serious.
But that's the thing. That's the thing where we talked about this like earlier, a couple episodes earlier. You know,
Yeah.
of what we used to, what the previous generation used to do.
a lot more than
Right, a lot more than what we're sitting here talking about all the issues where they were out doing something.
I don't
so
think I'm lighting myself on
if
fire,
if
dog.
they're not akin to setting themselves on fire, but standing in front of armed militia and just saying, "I'm not going to move. You're just going to kill me."
Right in Tiananmen Square, they were standing in front of tanks, and the tanks
Yeah,
was running them over.
But yeah, so
That's a different level. Like I'm,
You can
straight up,
survive
I'ma
a
say
fire.
I ain't with that. I don't
you can
even like
survive a fire
protesting. I don't
because
even
if you're wearing the
protest.
right flame retardant clothing,
Yeah.
you're straight. So you know what I'm saying. Not a tank. I don't care what the fuck you wearing. You ain't.
Salute to that level of discipline.
But
Salute to that
that's
level
what I'm
of
saying.
discipline.
Like he had to do something to get everybody's attention. That's not going to take away from the cause, and setting himself on fire is what he felt in that moment was necessary.
Man, whatever happened to the good old bomb threat? That usually gets people's attention.
Again, we're talking about.
Yeah, he only
we're
ends
talking
up in
about.
jail,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I mean. Like everything brought the attention back to him, and not something else.
That's fair.
Setting myself on fire. Why did he set himself on fire? For this cause. There was nothing else. He didn't involve nobody else. He didn't involve anything else. We didn't have this little thing over here. It was just bringing it all to him. And he felt like, all right, out of everything that I could do, that's what I was going to do. Killing himself, he would have been like, all right. But he still lives to tell the story of, hey,
No,
I
he
set
dead.
myself. He,
It's not funny, but it's kind of funny.
What?
Rest in peace to that
No,
man.
he died. He died.
When the fuck are you going to tell me, man?
I'm sorry. I
talking
thought
about
you
this
knew he
The
died.
nigga's crazy. Let's move on.
Yeah.
He died.
There we go. There we go.
No,
I'm joking,
they
I'm
were
joking,
they
I'm
were
joking.
able to get the
No, but-
fire out, but he died like a few hours later at the hospital.
from-
okay.
I was
from-
just as you were
From like third degree burns. and all
horrible,
that, yes.
horrible burns.
Yeah.
Now I was gonna say
They
as you were
probably let him
talking. Now as you were talking, I'm like, yo, if he would have, it would have probably reached. It probably would have made the same impact if he had like flame retardant stuff on,
Yeah.
and he was just yo free Palestine and
Yeah,
flying.
that's what I'm saying.
Yo,
But
yo.
that, like, he wasn't all the way there. Like, I would, if I'm gonna go to that extreme, I'm gonna say, okay, let me get some flame retardant stuff. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna set myself on fire. So then, once they put me out and they're like, "What are you doing this for?" I'm doing this for my cause, right?
free Palestine.
Yeah, free Palestine,
Palestine.
right? And you know,
Gaza.
the way you were talking, it was like he was still here.
Nah,
I didn't know.
nah,
I didn't know he was
did.
there.
I wasn't trying to be too dark, but yeah, it is what it is.
We're already fucking
it,
here?
it is what
Like,
it is.
what
It
the
is what it
fuck,
is.
man? Like, we already here.
It is what
Let's
it is.
just dig
Okay,
into
so
it.
that changes your perspective.
Crazy.
No.
I don't think.
No, it
I don't
doesn't.
know if he
No, it
meant to
doesn't.
die. I don't know.
No, I don't think he meant to die.
Maybe he meant
I don't
to get
think he-
like third-degree burns.
Yeah, I don't think he meant to die.
We don't think he knew the risk?
No,
He-
I think
he
he knew
should.
the risk, but I don't think he thought it all the way through.
And what are y'all talking about? The military don't hire crazy people, right?
Absolutely.
No,
Right?
they don't.
Okay. Yeah.
No, they're
that's what
fully
I thought.
sane.
I feel like they
They're
what I
fully
thought.
sane.
That's what
Yeah,
I thought.
definitely trained them into being crazy.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So, like, moving on. In Massachusetts right now, there's an issue going on with the public, essentially public works. Like, they're running out of space for families, and families in need, obviously, like the shelters. Bro,
Don't we got a bunch of open like.
This is in Massachusetts.
So
Well, I know New York has a bunch of open corporate like office space, right?
yeah, they have to
Is the
rezone
same-
it.
is the same
I don't know
thing?
if
They have to rezone
Massachusetts.
it.
Yeah, it definitely
They
has
have
to be rezoned for
They
residential.
just passed it. They just passed it, but it takes a while to get these built because they just passed the law to have them rezoned, but you have to bring them up to code for it to be a living dwelling, right? Like it's still an office space.
So-
like there's not. So if you think a part of the code is, all right, we've all worked. Majority of us worked in an office space. There's one floor might have 25 cubicles, but there's one bathroom.
Yeah.
So so it has to be rezoned. Like there needs to be a certain amount of whoever is going to occupy that space. There needs to be a certain amount of water closets to then occupy for the occupants. That's going to take that.
Got
So
you.
that's what they're doing now. But that is they're saying shelter.
Now we're talking
and-
about Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
They're saying shelter and they're saying it's the migrants.
That's of course it is. Now they're calling it the emergency shelter limits. They've capped it at 75,000, and I think they also capped it at 9 months, whereas before people were staying like 13, 14 months, something like that. So
Yes.
there's those changes, and it definitely is a strain on the community over there now. And you're saying it's for sure migrants.
Yeah, so it's a mixture of both.
Okay.
So the system is getting overrun by the migrants.
Damn.
So what it was is it's regular. So it started off with regular families that
Right.
were in need, right? So it works out if you have a family, you can go. It was beyond that until you were able to get placed by the state into certain, right? So now the system is they're like, all right, we don't have anywhere to put. So they put them in the shelters. They put all the migrants into the shelters, which are now pushing out. So you have the regular families that just couldn't, that were regular citizens of the United States that couldn't do it. Now you have the migrants on top of it. So now it's just getting overcrowded. So it's both. So the way they're pushing the bill through is they're allowing, they're putting time limits on it, as you mentioned, and
Right.
they're also doing, they're working with local companies in the area. So for every person within a shelter that you help, you get $2,500 tax credit, and your cap is $10 million tax credit. So
I ain't letting nobody in my house, dog.
no, like work. No, work.
Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm mixing stories because they're also in certain places giving you credits if you let people stay with you.
Yeah. So if you have like a room and stuff like that. Nah, but it's if I have a three family and they pay grip.
Y'all heard about that girl that got killed, right?
If you set up your house right, you can do it. If you set up your house right, because if you have a three family, so it's like a duplex, right? Everybody has its own floor. So if I'm on the top floor and I put deadbolts and everything like that, everybody's on its own floor. They're hitting you. In Massachusetts, I think what I was reading,
Can't do a background check, bro.
you can't do a background check, but
That's
still,
a problem for me.
Well, but the thing about it is,
Even with the background check, man, like
Can't do it on them.
People can still be crazy,
but
even though
you don't. As the owner, you don't have to be involved. So you don't have to be involved at all. All they're sending you a check. If anything happens to any of those people, you just call the authorities.
Interesting.
And you don't have to do anything.
They ain't gonna lock them up. They gonna let them right back out.
Well, what I'm saying is going to take it away from your property.
All right. So, what I'm looking at when I think about this situation in Massachusetts, just like the situation with the DEI at UF, is when is it going to hit the rest of the country? Because this situation in Massachusetts, we just talked about the migrants, and we talked about past few episodes about what's going on in this country right now. It's only a matter of time before it hits another country.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be another state or city? Is it going to be New York next? I don't think with DeSantis. I don't think it's ever going to be Florida.
I think it's hitting. I think it's Massachusetts is actually trying to put something in place to actually help the situation.
Right, and this is essentially it. These limits, they're going to see how this works.
Yeah, see how this
and
works.
They'll go from there.
And what they're doing is incentivizing companies in the area to say, hey, if you take on some of these people, give them jobs.
Right.
Give them jobs. Hey, you get a benefit from it too. You get the work and you get a tax rate. So you're getting two things. You're getting.
You said they cap it at 10 million too. Jeez.
10 million.
That's like the foster care system. Damn.
So like you're getting a $10 million tax break for hiring some people.
Right.
Like that's.
I mean,
that's the way to be incentivized.
Yeah, we'll see. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I want to see how some of these states handle it. Some of these cities handle it. See if they're successful, because you're dealing with human beings, bro.
Yeah,
and you don't know. You really don't know who's coming across that border, especially in a time like this. So it's a little tricky.
Yeah.
I hope it works out well for everybody. Obviously, I'm not completely against immigration at all, but there's obviously people taking advantage of the situation.
It goes back to your point we had on a couple pods ago where we can try to do something.
Right.
They're just trying to do something. They're
Right.
like, all right, we don't know if it's going to fucking work. We're going to throw it against the wall, see if it sticks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Shout
they're
out
at
to
least,
Massachusetts.
they're trying, right?
Right. All right, so I think this is a good moment to take a non-commercial commercial break, and we'll come right back and finish off Scrap Metal Media. All right, let's go. Our lives can really be summed up in a few words. Response to opportunities. We tend to call that choice. Now, while choice itself is actually defined as an act of selecting or making a decision when faced with two or more possibilities, its more refined sibling, defined as the ability to act at one's own discretion, is free will. In our republic, or even a true democracy somewhere, free will is the great equalizer. I'm sure that we all understand that later this year there's a major choice coming up in this country, and I know that I can't magically compel you all to see it my way, but if you've listened to Dear Future Robots enough, you should understand where my position is. Innately, I'm prone to putting my dukes up like sue me. I'm rooting for everybody that's black. But if I'm being logical, it's a bit more complex than that. Slogans like, yes, we can, vote or die, or even make America great again are created in labs by ghosts with the express purpose of moving the 85. Funny thing is, it works more times than not. Where's the free will in that? And we are back from that commercial, non-commercial break. All right, so where'd we leave off? We were talking about
Let me say something to the people because I think
please go ahead.
I think
Cook.
So the HBCU thing, right?
Yes, please.
You guys were cooking, so I didn't want to interrupt. You know, you guys were give and go. You know what I mean? So
That's fair.
people, you know, so my little 2 cents out, and then we can move on. Is
Sure.
I think that, you know, whatever the bill says is they're shutting down these institutions, and some of them we're having this outrage because some of them are historically black colleges. But let's just keep it a buck. We don't support our own, right? A lot of these colleges are their funding comes from alumni. Right, so these alumni, whether good, bad, or indifferent, don't give back, right? And I think that's where the mismanagement, some of the alumni not giving back, kind of culminates to, and this is the reason why they're probably getting shut down. And you guys also go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think it's tricky because it depends on the university. Because we did talk about something like Howard or
Yes, but if you were to think about Howard, Howard has a very strong alumni,
illustrious list of,
right,
of wealth,
top and bottoms.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Right? You know what I'm saying? So they have a very strong, right?
Yeah,
So those are the ones that are doing well, right? And I also think you guys mentioned Jackson State,
Yeah.
right? As you mentioned, that's where Deion was coaching, and Deion left to take a nice job somewhere else
at a PWI,
right? So
Colorado.
maybe he knew, maybe he didn't know, maybe somebody, a little birdie, whispered in his ear,
Tipped off Prime.
yeah, right? Because how that would have looked, him coaching them to relevancy, regardless of the record, they were relevant. We only know about them in the past couple of years because of him.
Interesting.
And then all of a sudden, hey man, we're shutting down.
Yeah.
Right after I got all of these investors come invest into the program for the football and everything like that. Right. So
Somebody
I just
tipped him
think I just think it's really coincidental that.
Not saying it's not possible.
So how long has he been at Colorado? This is going to be going in year two.
Year two.
So this is going in year 2. So a year removed, the school's getting shut down. This doesn't happen overnight,
bro. I think you're onto something.
This does not happen overnight. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're onto something.
This is if you take a step back and look at look at the landscape of it.
Right.
I'm a year removed from a job that I was making really relevant. They were talking about they were getting nationally televised games. ESPN was going in, like all of that.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money was rolling in there. And a year later, you
on the chopping block,
literally on the chopping block.
It's possible.
So
I feel like
It's possible.
I'm glad you went back and touched on that, by the way.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of these places, because we did talk about the illustrious list of alumni that belong to universities like Hampton and Howard, HU, and all that kind of stuff. These other schools don't really have that long of a list. So even if they just have one, maybe they'll get lucky and get a billionaire to pull up and pay for that whole graduating classes tuition, like we've seen.
Yeah.
But the long list that these other universities have, you can't really match that. And another thing I'll say is, and I mentioned to you earlier, but a lot of times when you have a list of wealthy alumni or donors or whatever you want to call it, these guys are in competition with each other.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like, oh, how much did he give? Okay, how much did he give? Okay, I got to make sure I'm on top of that list. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a few different things that play into it, but I don't think we can ignore, and Deion obviously didn't ignore the fact that this money don't look like it's getting managed.
Yeah.
Right. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I love that you give me that. I love that you actually brought up that point, bro. But yeah, oh damn. Somebody needs to. I feel like a reporter needs to ask Deion now. Did he know ahead of time?
I bet you Prime ain't gonna answer none of the questions.
He's gonna be like, and Jesus said,
Yeah, he's gonna be
to
like, I
come to
didn't know
Colorado.
Jesus said.
that. Plausible deniability. Hey,
Yeah.
you got a really great job over here.
Right.
You should take it
With a lot of money.
with a lot of money.
A lot of money. Prime knows how to play the
And-
game, but he a politician.
And you
boy.
get to take your whole staff with you.
Yeah.
You should take
Yeah.
it, right?
And take whatever players you want to take.
Hey,
every single one.
Right.
Of them, please.
You-
we won't be
we're
here long.
taking
Trust
this
me.
job, right?
Listen, trust
Right?
me.
Come on.
Trust
You know what
me.
I'm saying?
Take the job.
Take the
Trust
job.
me.
Yeah. Come on. We're
Right.
not here, man.
And, okay, so moving right along, man, and I'm glad you actually brought up Colorado or made that emphasis, because that's where we're going next, all right? So Colorado is actually in the news because that decision they made a few weeks back that I was trying to tell y'all about got overturned.
Yeah.
Remember I was trying to tell y'all about?
I remember.
Okay, just making sure. That decision got overturned by the Supreme Court in Supreme Court of the United States, excuse me. So yeah, Colorado, man. I told y'all that wasn't going to work.
Did they disclose what the, I guess, count was or how they voted, I guess, to overturn it? Or do we just get the hands overturned?
There was a count.
Yeah,
And
like, I'm just
I think
curious.
I think it was like 2 for nay or something like
Yeah,
it was overwhelming.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I can't remember the exact count. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Y'all can Google
I'm
that.
just curious if it was like close, one of those like 4-3 decisions. Like,
They just make it. They make it seem like the counts matter, it's just depending on who they didn't get to and who they didn't. You know what I mean?
So everybody here, including Ryan, inconsists that Trump is winning now. Obviously, right?
no.
Okay, still not.
No.
Y'all be hating, dog.
No.
Y'all boys be on some different stuff. Bro. Be
I
non-biased.
I can't call it, man. I don't
So-
know how this is about to
So
go.
it was. Remember, I think last pod. I don't know if you guys touched on it.
What's
I
that?
had to step out. Was Nikki Haley on why
Yeah,
she continues to run?
Didn't she?
We did talk about. We did talk
Yeah. You
weren't here when we talked
No,
about
he gave us a
I
whole
swear
segment
you was
on
here.
it.
Yeah.
He gave us a whole segment on her staying in it.
Nah, I feel you, because once I'm done with an episode, my brain is done. I'm on to the next
I
one.
haven't listened back. That's why.
But
anyway.
you gave us a whole breakdown.
Yeah,
But
you
didn't
did, you
she
did.
just recently say?
You were right. She just stepped down.
Yeah, she
Like
just
she-
stepped down. So what they were talking about is in her.
Oh no, hold on. You were wrong.
What?
Technically, you were wrong, because your I think your take was that she was staying in because she was gonna. Oh, Valle, you good?
My bad.
Yeah, you good. So I think your take was, if I remember properly, that she was there because just in case Trump didn't make, which was a great take. Which seemed obvious.
No, but what you just said.
Yeah.
Colorado got overturned.
Yeah, you're right.
Right, like you see what I'm saying.
So the plan didn't work.
The plan
Yeah.
didn't work. Right.
Right.
So what they were saying was what was telling was her not winning hurt Trump because during exit polls of all the places that Trump won, the base that was supporting her or will not vote for him.
The never Trumpers. The never Trumpers.
So they were voting for her in spite of him.
Got you.
And will never vote for him. So what they're saying is whatever percentages that she won every state by, Biden now has to then flip those people
in order to
in
Good
order
luck.
which will then turn. But he doesn't. Well, what they're saying is the percentage he doesn't have to, because Biden doesn't necessarily have to flip them, because if you were to take that away from those people say, I'm not going to vote for Trump for sure. If you take that out, Biden has enough to overtake him. So that's what they were saying. So that's what they're saying there now. They're saying if you look at the numbers of the states that he won, because he basically won it by the delegates, like he just getting the majority.
Right.
So what they're saying is, like, if he got 60%, they're like, that 40% of people who may not vote at all, if you start to add up all of those percentages and then take it away from Trump's number and then add up all of Biden's percentages, it's pushing him over the top. Like basically what we saw the last time, it was like neck and neck at the last time. So they're saying if Biden can just flip a small percentage of the people that are not voting for him that were voting for Haley, it's going to push him over the top even more. So that's what they're saying now.
Okay, we'll see, because Super Tuesday literally was this past Tuesday. And
that's where the
Trump,
notion that's where the notion
right.
came from. It's Super Tuesday. They were
Trump
like, if you look, they're like, if you look at everything, he won the majority of those states. But when you start to then break down the numbers, they're like, all right, it's 60-40 here, like 30, whatever her percentage. So they're like, just start to just add up her percentage. And then they said of those percentages, they were like 90% of her percentage said we will not vote for Trump. So so if you start to take her percentage and say, all right, if 90% of those people, those 40% of those people are not gonna vote for him, that's where they're saying that Trump and Biden has to now concentrate on trying to get those people on their side.
Flip them.
Yeah.
Flip them.
I believe it when I see it, though. I believe it when I see it, because there's been a lot of talk about Trump last election. This election, we'll see.
No, it is what it is,
Teflon
but it all comes down to the numbers,
Right.
That like the last time,
Right.
like everybody swore he was going to win again,
Right.
But it all came down to the numbers. They were like, no, yes, it's delegates. They're like, if all he has to do is just grab these delegates. So if Biden does that again, and those people are saying, yo, we're not voting for him,
Right.
It's going to be the same.
See.
It's going to be the same thing.
Statistically speaking, if it's a big turnout, he's more than likely going to lose.
Yeah.
Usually, big turnouts go for Democrats. Right?
Yeah, and smaller turnouts tend to lean Republican. So
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, those are all indicators of how this is going to go. But at the moment, I don't know, man. It's too close to call.
So I guess that
don't
means
really
just get
know.
out there and vote then. Vote for somebody.
I would say participate, man. Participate in the process.
Please, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care who you vote for, as long as you voting for your best interest.
I can't disagree with that, man. All right, so there's been a lot of shifts happening in politics right now. I think there's a big passing of the guard that we're witnessing. You got people we know about the deaths that have happened recently. Rest in peace, all that good stuff. But Mitch McConnell is actually stepping down 2027 when his term ends. I think it's 2027. They're talking about right now the most viable replacement is this guy named Representative John Thune from South Dakota. So he's looking like the potential right now. It's too early, I guess, because like I said, he don't step down until his term ends in 2027. I think it's 2027 or 2028.
And I hope that guy makes it until then. Like the rate he
McConnell,
going, how he looking.
Yeah, he said he wants to finish off his term, which ends then, which is interesting.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he's a piece of shit anyway. So I don't.
He been that.
Yeah, I don't really care.
He been that. Yeah.
I don't wish ill upon anybody, but
no, his position is important though. That's the thing. His position is important.
It might be, but
forget him. He can go tomorrow, but his position is.
I'll always say, man, fuck him. Sorry, that's where he's always.
I can't disagree. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that. Now, another guy who is going to need a replacement. All right, we're shifting gears right now. Is Russell Wilson. All right. Now I've heard that his potential replacement could be a guy named Jacoby Brissett. That's what I've heard. They're talking about that could be his potential.
Shout out to Jacoby Brissett.
So I don't know if you got to take on who you think would be Cam Newton. I don't who.
Nah, fam.
Nah, fam.
They're Broncos better take their ass to the draft, man, and draft a quarterback. Brissett is
he's old.
He's older. He's not. I wouldn't consider him like old, but he's a vet.
Right.
backup. He's somewhere between a career backup and like a plug-in starter.
Okay.
So like, if the Broncos draft a rookie quarterback and they opt to sign Brissett and that's their starter, that would make plenty of sense in my mind.
That makes sense.
Hey, have the rookie sit behind the guy that knows how to conduct himself like a professional. Let the rookie learn. But man, I don't know.
He's like a journeyman in football.
You know what I mean?
Basketball,
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Like he's well. The reason I say shout out to him is he negotiates all his contracts.
I didn't know that.
He does. Yeah.
So
I think he went to like NC State.
Yeah, like he's super smart. Like he
Black quarterback too.
Yeah, he's black.
So we'll see if he actually gets to the table to even get a chance to
They will
negotiate his own deal.
because the thing about it is he's gotten to a lot of tables because like Valle just said he has that acumen. So he was drafted by the Patriots.
Right.
He was drafted by the Patriots. Sat behind Tom Brady. Won a Super Bowl behind Tom Brady. So
Brissett got a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
yeah, he got a Super Bowl. Yep.
Yeah,
Because it was him and Garoppolo. So he was third.
Garoppolo got that.
Yeah,
I
so-
didn't even know.
Yeah, so-
Now, I knew Garoppolo did. I didn't realize Brissett was on
Yeah,
that team.
Brissett was on. Yeah,
I
Brissett was
remember
on the
that.
team.
Jacoby
So
Brissett, yeah.
yeah. So and then after that's when he got that big money and went to the Colts.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He got right after.
Because Luck ended up retiring. Yeah.
That's when it was very good to be a Tom Brady backup.
Yeah. And then
Hey,
then after
Garoppolo got
that,
paid.
I know.
Yeah.
Better career. He had a better career than Brissett, but
so but then Brissett's just been chugging along, right? You know what I'm saying? He was doing real good at Cleveland.
He was.
And he was doing really good at Cleveland,
Right.
Until he got hurt. But yeah, that'll be a good middle of the road of we can bring our
young fella
along, rookie along, go to the draft like you said, but he'd be able to bring him along. So it's worse, and he's gonna listen to Peyton. That's the reason why Russell Wilson ain't there.
Okay, so what does Russell do now though? Does he retire?
Take his $85 million.
Take his 85.
That's a lot.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I didn't know it was that much. I didn't know it was that
It's
much.
the biggest dead cap
Guaranteed.
hit, I think,
In
the history of the league.
85, dog. They gotta pay
And you
him.
know what? It's the Broncos' fault because they didn't have to pay him all that money.
All he had to
They
do was
didn't
give
have
up like 30. He would have been on the bench.
They didn't have to pay him all that money up front.
They
They
did
didn't
not.
have to sign him to that contract. They didn't have to trade all those picks. They took a gamble and they
ride.
and they lost.
Yeah.
Let's
He
ride.
was-
And they have nobody to blame but themselves.
Yeah, he's gonna go somewhere for the short money
Yep.
and just
he don't need no.
and just chill.
Damn. Okay.
He's not gonna be a backup.
No.
Yeah, he gonna be a starter.
He's gonna be a starter.
So he still has
what to-
starting capability.
No, it's his ego.
He says no. I think yes. I think
Okay.
I think he can still be a solid starter, like a middle of the road, if you put a really good team.
No.
around
I'm
him.
saying no that he's not gonna take. Wendy asked if he's not gonna. I was like, no, he's not gonna take the start.
Oh, I thought you were saying
what
he
you
was.
mean?
Okay, I thought you were saying it was.
No. I was saying no that he's not going to be a backup.
Oh, okay.
But that's what I was saying.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what I
Yeah.
Oh, I
so
see. Yeah.
So I agree. All right.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
agree. I take that back.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
he's going to be a starter because of ego, and he's still pretty good.
That's enough money to retire, though. I mean, I guess it depends on what Sierra feels
Wait.
like.
Hold on.
That ain't enough.
Are you questioning if $85 million is enough money to retire?
Nah, 'cause lifestyles matter.
I guess that's enough
Bro,
money.
lifestyles of the rich and famous.
Listen.
Lifestyles of the rich and famous. It
All right.
matters.
Okay.
40%.
And he's married to Sierra.
40%
Okay.
of it goes.
But what does
she ain't
that,
bringing no money
what
in.
does that even
She's not-
mean?
What the fuck is she doing?
What does Sierra do?
Nothing.
Look pretty.
Yeah.
She's fine, though. I give her
Yeah,
that.
she's
fine.
being a good mom.
If she signed
quote,
really
unquote.
good like record deals, maybe she's still getting paid
Sierra's
from
great.
her.
Did you heard the rumor?
What?
up? As a gift, he bought back all her mat.
Oh, I did.
new
Oh,
mats.
that was a while ago.
publishing
Yeah,
order?
that was a while
Yeah,
ago.
when they first
Yeah.
got together.
See what I'm
yeah.
saying? So like, hey man, some of that NFL money's pretty long. So.
Yeah.
85 million.
I don't know where Russell's gonna go, man. They say he could end up Pittsburgh, could end up in Vegas. They say he could end up in Atlanta. I think that Atlanta's gonna. If he does end up in Atlanta, that'd be the most like entertaining thing to happen because Future is there. And, you know,
Bro, I think he gets a job. I think he gets a
No,
job.
he's going to
No,
get a
he's
job.
gonna get a job.
He's definitely
He's
going to
gonna
get a
get a
job. He's definitely
He's
going
gonna
to
get a
get a
job.
He gets a job, and I think he rides the bench. Let's ride. He rides the bench and tries to get that starting. I think he's going to try to find himself again.
No, he's
going- he's
You think he's cooked?
start.
No, he's
he's
gonna be
going to
starting
start.
hard, bro.
He's going. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
y'all
not-
really?
he's
Y'all
not-
don't think he's on the bench at all?
No, he's not going to take the job.
Yo, are you?
He's not
He's,
gonna
take
he's
the
Carmelo
job.
Anthony.
Yes.
Carmelo got
Yes.
humbled after a while, though.
No, but the problem is he got humbled because he was getting his money.
Hey, yo,
And he
Pete,
should-
they say they want me to come off the bench.
Yeah, no, he's not
got-
gonna
he got-
because
he got older too, though.
He's
That's
not
fair.
gonna he's not gonna do it.
Okay.
He's not gonna take the job unless he's a starter.
Okay.
And he's got 85 million reasons not to.
That's fair.
Like, okay, I don't. He don't even have to be. He wouldn't even have to start at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
The middle of the season, somebody could get injured. Somebody. Could
That's
get
what I was
hurt.
just about to say.
That's what I mean.
But no,
That's what I
he
mean.
could be sitting at home. Like,
No, he's gonna be sitting at home.
This is the thing,
Yeah,
like,
he's gonna be at
like,
home. He's not gonna. Yeah, he's
That's
not.
an ego.
If
Okay.
I think no. I think it's 50-50. I don't know if someone's gonna pick him up. It's kind of like hard.
Okay.
But I definitely think he'll get a phone call as soon as somebody gets hurt.
Gotcha.
That's all I was gonna say.
It just takes one person.
So and so tore his ACL. He's out for the season. Hey, Russ, can you come play for us?
As soon as somebody gets hurt, he's doing that. Just like what they did with Flacco.
Right.
There you go. Perfect example.
So we'll see if they or Russell gets this situation solved. Another situation that I was thinking about, or a situation that actually got solved recently, and NoName, I think you'll appreciate this. Nike.
Mm-hmm.
They actually recently solved their big theft ring problem. They lost millions of dollars.
How they solve it?
Investigations, like
Investigations.
people showing off, you know, and these guys who stole it, like one of the guys was caught he was caught with $5 million worth of stolen Nike products. So I'm like, they had to be scared to hawk them. They had to be scared. Like, it was hot, and this is Nike.
Yeah.
So
That sounds organized too, though.
it was
No,
organized. it was organized.
I read the article. Man, it was genius.
Getting him from the cars and
No.
They figured out the loop. No,
So-
the train cars. Yeah.
Yeah, so what they were doing was they found out who was in charge of the manifest, the manifest, and where all the stuff. Then they found out who prints the labels, and then so
Was it
they
FedEx
paid-
or UPS?
I don't remember.
It was somebody.
It was yeah. So they found out both.
I'm willing to bet FedEx.
So they found out both, paid off both.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So they
I respect
they paid off
bribery.
so they paid off the manifest. They paid off the person
Yeah.
that had the manifest, so they can see which ones they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Then the person that printed the shipping, that ran the logistics part to get that particular shipment manifest to where it needs to go, they paid that person off and had all of the stuff rerouted to their base in LA. And then they acted like Nike employees and went and collected it.
Hey, put on a referee shirt.
That's high key genius, bro.
Dog,
That's a great plan.
It's a great plan because you, as the shipper or whatever like that, this person has they have the manifest.
Yep.
They have the shipping information.
I have no reason to doubt.
I have no reason to doubt.
They are who they say they are.
Yeah. And then they were just collecting everything, and then they were just selling it. They were just selling it.
Yikes.
And
Damn, they got caught.
the thing about it is, my theory that he was sitting on all that product was they manufacture this stuff ahead of time,
Right.
so they have to wait for the drop.
Right.
So,
I see.
so you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like the big thing that came up in the news a couple of years ago, the lost and founds.
Yeah.
The lost and founds. They've been sitting on them for 6 months because Nike had them in a warehouse, not getting ready, building up for the release date. So they've been manufactured from overseas, went to Memphis, and was sitting in Memphis. So they had to sit on it until the release date.
Right.
So if the
Otherwise
release
you
date
gonna
is
get-
not for six
Right.
months, you got to sit on it.
They were really organized.
So they're like,
organized.
Yeah, because they're like, if you try to sell it quicker than that, they're gonna be like, whoa,
Yeah,
you
you're gonna
ain't
draw
pop.
too much attention.
you're gonna draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they had. So that's why they were sitting on all of this. So it was smart from an investigation standpoint. They're like, all right, what was stolen? And then they're like, oh, this was stolen. And they're like, all right, so they have to be sitting on it
Right.
until this release date. This is the manifest we're gonna go after because they have to house it for a certain amount of time.
Right.
So that's what they were doing. So they let it play out. So they found out that that the people were compromised
Right.
and let it play out.
That's like what we were talking about with what you were mentioning with Target that other time.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
they'll
yeah, we're gonna let
something
you
build up.
accumulate.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is a genius plan, but because we're in 2024 and it's hard, it's extremely hard, damn near impossible to get away with anything nowadays.
Yeah.
Anything. It's extreme. You got to literally have no cell phones, nobody can talk to no. it's damn near impossible to get away with anything
Yeah.
nowadays.
Hey, man,
bro.
sounds
You
like-
got to be in, like, you got to be really be behind the scenes or in cahoots or something like that.
Sounds like a good Netflix heist movie.
I would love to see it.
Yeah, like it's.
I would love to
I don't-
see it.
How did
watching
they
it.
steal
Like, it's-
$10 million?
Even if it's a
worth of-
documentary,
Yeah.
I need to see that documentary.
Still,
Like, damn, like
I respect
that's
it.
hard. That's hard
Hell
to let
yeah.
that go.
Hell yeah.
It's hard to let that. Fam, like you can't.
They should have just gave it away for free. Cause you were gonna get caught, bro.
No, but what I'm saying is you
You're gonna
can't.
get caught.
I can't give it away for
You
freedom.
can't give them like.
You're gonna get caught. You were gonna get caught. They had
Just
another-
imagine walking
Robin
in and
Hood.
seeing
Robin
Well,
Hood.
well, no.
all
The
your
problem,
merch,
but
like,
the problem,
oh,
you would have
my
got caught
merchandise.
faster. Giving it away for free, you would have got caught
Yeah,
faster.
you're right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Because someone's been like, "Yeah, I got these for free,"
Right.
so I didn't think of anything like. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
see,
give
yeah,
up. I'm gonna give up the
you give it away.
information.
Like, what are you-
They
what
would
are
have
you-
got caught. Somebody
Yeah.
would have said something.
Yeah,
What
I'm
are
gonna
you
give up the
getting from
information
that?
faster.
Yeah.
Hey, but I know for you, same with me, and maybe even Valle G. I don't know. We're more like sneaker guys though. But if I would have walked in there, it would have been like heaven, dog. Like,
Yeah.
I would have been, bro. I would have grabbed as many boxes as I could.
I'd have been, yeah,
I
so
love
it's
sneakers, dog.
overwhelmed.
I would've grabbed so many boxes, bro.
That is to sit on all of that. Man,
I would have went crazy in that place, bro.
No name
But
said
I think-
paradise.
Like-
Paradise, seriously.
like it, but
I know y'all audience. I know y'all can't see it, but No Name's face is like paradise. I can see the vision.
Can you imagine like
Lit.
walking in there like the frags.
Fragments over here, you know,
You got
off white over here.
like,
Oh, that'd be crazy. That'd have been lit, dog. Like,
Oh,
oh
my
my
God.
gosh, yeah, that would have been crazy.
All
right, I'm starting to drool right now,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
All right.
like damn.
All right. So that's a whole crazy situation, man.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Nike's figured it out, and they don't have to pass the buck on to the customers. Hopefully,
They're still gonna do it.
I know, right? Now, I wonder if something like this happens again, but we'll see. We'll see. But moving right along, man, this is the last thing I wanted to talk about. If you guys have something, y'all obviously feel free. But this guy's been, to me, seemingly crashing out for the past, like, for almost month and a half now. Ryan Garcia, bruh. Ryan Garcia, bruh.
Yeah. What's going
I've
on?
never seen a crash out like this ever. To the point where they got to have several extra people willing to step in and fight Devin Haney because your behavior is wild. Like, I'm thinking, literally, I was thinking, is he like schizophrenic? Like, is he dealing with schizophrenia? Because usually and I've had people close to me that have dealt with schizophrenia and still deal with it, right? And, you know, you can take medicine and live a normal life, but usually a lot of the delusions start with like, oh, the government or the Illuminati or this and that or this person like that's a common thing with people who deal with schizophrenia. So I'm like, damn, is he? Because he's saying, wow, he said something the other day about, they kidnapped me
Yeah.
and tied me up,
Yeah.
and they had me watch people get, you know,
Assaulted.
sexually
Yeah,
assaulted,
yeah.
right? What are you talking about? And
So
he was like, I have it on my phone too. I'm like, this kid is crazy.
I read it at first, and then I actually played the audio because I
Right.
guess they had he said it in a chat.
He was in the chat Clubhouse with
Clubhouse
Andrew
chat,
Tate.
yeah.
With Andrew Tate.
Which that's how the hell is Andrew Tate in? I thought he's still locked up.
No, he's not locked up. He's on house monitoring or house arrest
Okay.
in Romania.
All
Yeah,
right,
he's in
that-
a different country.
That explains
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so is this just like a result of too many shots to the head? Like, what's going on with Ryan Garcia, man? Because I ain't never heard him talk crazy like this.
Yeah, this is something different, bro. I think he's for sure going through something, but your brain can literally like crack from just pressure, stress, the wrong cocktail of drugs. So, I'm hoping it's not that. I'm hoping it's just exhaustion, and maybe he had a quick stint with delusion or delirious behaviors or whatever. But
They're gone forever.
Right.
Like I'm not familiar with Ryan Garcia. I'm not.
He's one of the biggest names in boxing for his draw, not necessarily his skill or being the best boxer, but
He can sell.
He can sell. He's like a what they call it, like he's big on social media. He's streaming.
Influencer.
Yeah, he's a big social media influencer. Right.
So
he has draw.
I just think it's you get to that point,
Decent hands.
especially like especially if you get to that point, like the one that comes to mind is like Masvidal. Masvidal was
okay.
he was like that, and then
Game bread.
but he was everybody's like, oh, he's great. No, he was just MAGA, and he just
This is
just
different.
moved the button. Right? Like he just moved to that.
If you're MAGA, you're MAGA.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but no, that's akin to what I'm drawing
yeah.
into. Like everybody was saying the same thing. I'm like, no, he's fine.
He
That's
has
just
his
his
political
beliefs.
beliefs, bro.
That's just his beliefs, right? Whereas what you're describing with Garcia, it's like it's something completely different. It
It's
sounds
erratic,
like
man.
it's
Everybody's
like it's
after him, the government, the Illuminati.
It's sounding like there's something finally cracked. Something
Yeah,
finally
that's what it
broke.
feels like to
Something-
me.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
finally broken, and it's unfortunate because, if it really is something medical, like you don't come back from that. No. Like you really don't come back from that, and it's
You get hit in the head for a living.
yeah,
Right?
Like,
Or
and,
you get paid not to get hit in the head. Trying
yeah,
to
'cause
dodge
it-
those punches.
Yeah.
Mayweather.
but yeah, like it's real sad when you can't. And, like Bruce Willis.
Yeah, yeah.
But his is what? Dementia?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
his
think
dementia.
it's early, yeah.
But what I'm saying is the
Same
kid,
thing with what? Wendy Williams?
yeah.
Dementia?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like what I'm saying is like 1 minute to hear, and the next minute is
Right.
Right.
And like you said, once you're gone, you're gone.
once you're gone, you're gone. Like they were talking about Bruce Willis, and they were like a lot of his stuff. They had to like because they loved him so much, they would stop when he was doing a scene. They would basically just say, "Read this,"
Wow.
and then because he's such a good actor,
Right.
he would be able to read it. But they were doing things like that, just helping him along when like towards the end.
Damn, that's just like Joe Biden. Very similar.
Damn.
Terrible. Yeah.
Damn.
Terrible.
Read this, Joe.
Wait. So is Ryan Garcia still on the ticket for this fight, or they have officially said?
Yeah, for now he is. For
Okay.
now he is. I'm sorry about that, guys. I watched the whole State of the Union last night,
Well,
and it was hilarious.
You're not wrong.
It was hilarious.
You're not
Yo,
wrong. They
I'm-
have a teleprompter for a reason.
And I'm finishing up with this, by the way. Subscribe to the video is over after this. But I just gotta let y'all know. I watched the whole State of the Union, and I'm gonna just say a few things, right? First of all, he took literally almost like I think it was like 29 or 27 minutes to get to the stage. Okay? You know how when they say, okay, and now the president, he's supposed to walk and walk straight and get to the stage. It took him almost 30 minutes to get to the stage, bruh. Like, I've never seen something like that ever before, ever, bruh. It took him 30 minutes to get to the stage.
Why?
Now, he kept stopping and saying hi to people and taking selfies.
So he was doing-
what they do at the
Key appeal?
No,
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 what they do at the end, he did at the beginning.
Okay. No, the way you made it seem was like he couldn't walk, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, like
No,
that's
it-
kind of how I took it at
I was
first
like, he
too.
forgot
Like
his meds that week.
a
I was like,
walker
oh.
or something.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like,
The way you were
alright.
saying it was like I was like,
No, but
so
look,
that's why I wanted
but look,
clarification.
if you can't walk, that's the best way to play it off. Like,
no,
yo,
I was just
yo,
trying to.
my man. gotta break.
I didn't watch it, so I'm just saying for
Yeah.
the people and
Yeah.
me.
Right.
I just wanted clarification on what took him so long.
Was it like the reverse Key and Peele skit where it was like he dapped up all the white guys?
No. no. But I'm saying though, here's the thing, and I'm leading to a point. This is why I'm
Yeah.
setting it up like this, right? He kept stopping, right?
Yeah.
Every few steps, he's stopping with every group of people down the aisle. He's going up to now. If you need a break, that's the best way to play it off. One, all right. So now he gets to the stage finally, starts talking. One thing that everybody noticed is that after, bro, I don't joke. If you want to check, just watch the replay. After every sentence, there was an applause. Every sentence, you see Kamala Harris get up. Every time he finishes a sentence, you see, no, this was excessive, bro. And I watch every State of the Union. I've never seen this before, bro. Every sentence, I'm not exaggerating. Every sentence, bro.
Yeah.
Now, okay. Now, just like I just positioned it with the walking, right? Maybe you tired of walking and you got to take a break every so often and say, oh, I can stop now. Okay. If you don't do well with keeping your position or your place or what you needed to say, or you need to take a break or whatever, because he was coughing, like he coughed almost 30 times too. All right. If you need to take a break, the applause is that break. All right. Yeah. I just finished this sentence. Now you're going to applaud me for like 9 seconds, 10 seconds or something. Like, y'all just standing up and applauding. I get to take a break. I get to, in my head, remember what I need to say or get prompted on what I need to say. I get to take that breath. This was him the whole night, bro. Like when I bring up the applause, it was weird. It's not, I ain't just bringing it up. I ain't trying to pick on him. It looked weird, bro. This looked it looked weird as hell, dog. Wait till you see the highlights, bro. I'm telling you, bro. It was an applause after every statement, bro. It was like weird.
So I'm gonna play
devil's advocate.
No, I'm not gonna play devil's advocate because I think it was a trickery. I think you could be right. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying that.
I'm just saying it was very strange.
That's what he observed.
What I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm thinking where my mind goes to. It's we have to make sure it looks and presents something amazing that you're actually saying something. So it presents a little bit well. So if I see, we were talking about clips earlier, right? Yeah. If I see a whole bunch of short reels of him saying something and them clapping, me not watching it, algorithm game.
I love when you said that, bro. I was just about to bring that up.
Right, like so. Right, so if I didn't watch it, which I didn't, and if I go, it gets pushed into my algorithm, and I see him say something, and everybody clapping, or I get a piece of it, and I'm like, oh shit, he was really talking some shit. They were really feeling him. So it could be both. I'm not saying that you're wrong.
I think he did a great job. I think it was great in the sense that people were literally waiting to see if he was gonna like pass out or something like that. It was that kind of crazy type of situation. Bro, I'm not joking. He coughed a lot, an excessive amount of coughing. And he's 80.
I was just about to say, this nigga's old as shit.
He's over 80 years old and he keeps coughing. So it's like concerning. It's like
Joe
is he
was born in 1942.
That's crazy. So all I'm saying is, from observing it, and I've watched State of the Unions, it was you noticed, it was very noticeable is what I'm saying. It was very noticeable. And at times I was like, is he good? Is he okay? Like, nobody, y'all keeping a straight face? Like, I would be back there like, anybody else seeing this? Like what the hell is going on here? But overall, he completed it. He got all his points in. He got, and the facelift was facelifting. I give it to him. Like every time he turned around, you seen a whole bunch of skin back here. I don't know if somebody's gonna point that out somewhere on the internet. Like you can see like just tighten this up right here. Just keep your face tight, Joe. Again, these are my observations. I could be completely wrong. He could have never gotten a facelift in his life. It's possible. He could have never gotten Botox in his life. It's possible, right? But that's an 81-year-old face, and it just looks really tight. So I mean, hey. But hey, salute. I can't wait to see Trump do another speech and look crazy as hell too. We are really gonna pick between a 77-year-old
77
and an 81-year-old.
Yep.
Let's let that sink in right quick.
I know we're getting to the end. Yeah. But when the fuck are we gonna talk about
what's up, bro?
Modifying it where you don't have to be born in this country to run for president?
People have been trying.
I know people have been trying, but I think that's where some focus should be too. Why we are the land of the free? We're like a melting pot.
Yeah, I feel like that's an outdated notion and idea.
Exactly.
Like where they're like, oh, you got to be born here. Like the world don't necessarily work like that anymore. So,
right? Like I think that's another thing, because there's good, bad, and indifferent. You have people coming from this country that, especially at a young age,
right?
Like a lot of these migrants that they're saving could be the next,
the dreamers,
right? The dreamers, right? Could be the, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that ideology is a little bit outdated. And
is that a common thing seen in like other countries?
Other people running for president?
Yeah,
it definitely happens. I wouldn't say it's common.
Yeah.
We had Wyclef who tried to run in Haiti, and he had to do jump through a few hoops, and he got shot, so he didn't run. But they made sure he wasn't about to. Nah, we good over here, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, he got popped, and that was his warning.
Someone please call 911. Definitely got
that was his
down,
warning.
huh?
Yeah, that was his warning.
Right.
Yeah, he got shot down. But hey, shout out to him. I actually like Wyclef. But if you guys don't have anything else, man,
I do have one thing.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
So as you guys see, I'm wearing this Dragon
That's
Ball.
That's a dope shirt, by the way.
Right.
The
creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama passed away at the age of 68. Man,
right.
He's known as one of the most influential manga authors of
Absolutely.
all time.
Absolutely.
You know, his animation and stuff has influenced a lot of the anime that you get today. So I just want to say, man, rest in peace to that, because he was definitely an influence in my life.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z.
Who's your favorite
character? Piccolo.
Piccolo. Okay. I used to watch Dragon Ball Z for like a good. A little bit in like middle school. I remember that, but
This is like,
it's legendary. Dragon Ball Z is legendary.
was this
bruh.
like
Salute.
pre streets, like before you ran to the streets, or like?
No, I was in the streets still.
You still in the streets?
Middle school, middle school was some of my worst times, bro. I ain't gonna front. Middle school was some of my worst times. But when I used to get in the house, the people my mom used to work with these old folk. I can't remember what they call it. She was like she could, what they call it, like a live-in nurse or caretaker or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, these really old people, and they had cable and they box
CNA.
TV. Yeah, something like that. So that was like the only thing I could watch on, and I was like 6th or 7th grade or something like that, probably like 6th grade. And I would watch it there. But that was the only place I ever watched Dragon Ball Z. I've never watched Dragon Ball Z anywhere else. I seen the movie though, the live action, and it was bad. It was pretty
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, we don't talk about that.
But
Fan base, we don't even acknowledge that, bro.
but shout out to Buddy, man, because again, even though I didn't watch much of Dragon Ball Z, I still respect it, and I think it's dope as hell. Look at the illustrations are beautiful. Like, it's pretty freaking cool.
I think it's very few people that you will not only come across, but just very few people in the world that can really leave a stamp on culture.
Right.
So like Michael Jackson, for example, left a stamp on music. Michael Jordan probably left a stamp on basketball. You know,
For sure.
Akira Toman's stamp in anime, just a stamp in animation, just in general, because a ton of the stuff you get today,
Right.
is diverged from this.
Now, forgive my ignorance, but was he also the writer, or was he just the illustrator?
No, he's the writer. He
created the whole thing.
The whole
he a
thing,
legend.
Yeah.
He a legend. That's
Yeah.
dope. That's really dope. Great stories. The storylines is dope as hell. Like,
all him.
I lost track of like what they call them, GTX and all that kind of stuff, and Dragon Ball
GT.
I know Dragon Ball Z. I think there was also a Dragon Ball before that.
Yep.
Okay, I remember Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That was like the first thing to come over to America.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z came first.
Dragon Ball actually came first.
Okay, I sound crazy, huh?
But Dragon Ball Z is kind of what popped in American culture.
Got
and
you.
You know,
Got you.
Maybe I think it's crazy because McDonald's is doing a whole anime campaign right now. I don't know if
Really?
people, where their commercials are full of anime characters.
Okay.
You got companies like Nike that will do collaborations now. With Naruto and other animated artwork with their sneakers. Like this thing is just, you didn't see this 30 years ago. Like,
That's
you know,
dope.
I'm from the era where, you know, this wasn't accessible to everybody. You know what I mean?
Right,
like
right.
the only place you could get, you really had to search for anime and manga and all that stuff. You had to pull up to a comic book shop. Like that's the only place you were probably gonna get it, other than maybe like a Cartoon Network. So, I just want to speak on that real quick.
Did you drop a thug tear when you found out?
a little bit?
Okay, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
I just had to check.
I think my apologies to anybody on the timeline, because you probably got flooded with a bunch of Dragon Ball stuff today.
You were posting?
Everyone did.
Oh,
Everyone did.
Nice.
It's probably there's probably at least 10 people you know that you don't even know that probably have been impacted by the show.
yeah. I know a lot of people that watch. Like, I know a lot of people. Obviously, you know, but it just like didn't hit. You know, it wasn't that big of influence on my life.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But you still connected. You still in the know.
Abso-freaking-lutely. I watched it, and it was dope
you still
watching
in the
it.
bubble.
Yeah,
like,
it was dope
Put it
watching
that
it.
way. Like
That's
you
for
still, just the fact that you even are aware of what it is.
Right,
like,
right.
You know,
That's fair.
You never have to watch the show, but you know what Dragon Ball is.
Right. Hell yeah. Come here.
See what I'm saying? You out here quoting stuff, right? I mean,
That's a fact.
So,
That's a fact.
There you go.
All right. So I guess with that being said, fellas, Scrap Middle Media. What's up, bro?
No, Valle asked about other people not being born in the country to run a country.
Uh-huh.
So I looked up really quickly.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Jamaica.
Ooh, who?
So one of our prime ministers, was not born there. Siaga.
Okay.
Was he from India?
No.
Oh, Siaga. I heard about Siaga. Okay.
Boston.
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Born in Massachusetts. And
His parents from.
Like his parents Jamaican? Or
gotta
like
be,
type
right?
of,
But what I'm saying is he ran the country and he was
absolutely.
not born in Jamaica. Is
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
A lot of people didn't like Siaga. They
They didn't like.
Siaga,
a lot. Yeah, he had a very short reign.
Yeah, I know about Siaga, but I don't know about what's his name?
Dudas.
I keep forgetting his name. I want to call it Dutty. I know about Siaga, but I don't know nothing about Dutty.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he
Whatever his name
didn't.
is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So it,
That
okay, in
that's
Jamaica can happen.
that's a right. That's a big.
All right.
That was
All right. So that's it for scrap metal media, y'all. All right. So we're gonna go right ahead to bet by bit and wrap this thing up. All right. Yow. This ain't just a prediction. This is bet by bit. The bet by bit prediction of the day is more voters this election season will be adding a bit more strategy to their ballots. The days where all it took was an emotional appeal towards anger or fear are approaching the must sell by date. These bought and paid for politicians that currently have the trust of the major media, military, pharmaceutical, and agricultural corporations, I'm sure I missed a few, they'll have to work a bit harder this time to get by. The clock's ticking on those old maneuvers. Now, a wise messianic figure once said, and pardon my paraphrase, he said that Democrats are sly foxes and Republicans are brute wolves. But they both belong to the dog family. Neither of them mean you any good. That's all I got for the time capsule. We out. And we are just universes crashing. Just do your best to leave a mark. Also, subscribe, comment, and leave 5 stars. This is Wendy, signing off. Dear Future Robots, peace.